Hello YouTube. Today I am in Rockport, Michigan at the Rockport Quarry. It's just north of Alpena. Off to my left you have a large stockpile of crushed limestone that never ended up being shipped out. Right now I'm standing on what's left of the conveyor belt, the jetty. You have all these cleats on both sides of this jetty so that two ships could dock at one time. And the channel here is about 30 to 40 feet deep, I would say. So you could have some very large ships docked here. These massive concrete blocks that once formed the jetty are actually supported on the bottom by hundreds, if not thousands, of these wooden posts. Just south of the jetty, you have the boat launch. You do need to be very careful when you're coming out of this area. You need to know what you're doing because out there you've got some shoals that stick out. The jetty here has mostly collapsed, and to get across you have to walk across some rough terrain. I'm not sure what kind of snake that is, but I just stumbled upon a whole tangle of them. If any of you guys can identify this snake, that would be nice. Okay, he's about to bite you. He's about to bite your boot.
It's fine, it's waterproof.
Waterproof, not snake proof. There's one right there, peeking his head out. And my cousin down there is having great fun with the bugs. Me too. Me too. They are everywhere. Everywhere. I was gonna use the bathroom, but after seeing the door, I think I'm gonna have to pass. You know what? Actually, you know, it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. Alright, so we just came from that road from the quarry parking lot. And now that we're here in the quarry, there's this beautiful, pristine, clear water. And there's these fish in there. I have no idea what species of fish that is. There's tons of little minnows in there. That's the biggest one I've seen. But yeah, this crystal clear water runs into the heart of the quarry. Of all the places I've seen on the trip so far, this looks like the best place to take a bath. There's the road we just came from. And here this little river widens up into a nice pool. And you can finally get a view of the quarry. Yesterday we were all the way across this quarry. It's about, I'd say half a mile. The river continues until right here. And then there's it looks like they bulldozed a bunch of material into it so that people could walk across, and then it continues past that. We're now on the other side of this river. There's the pile I was talking about. This water is just so beautiful. Crystal clear. The bottom has a yellow, orange, green, blue tinge to it. Probably from some sort of algae mat on the bottom. There's a snake in the water. So, we made it all the way to the end of this bend, and lo and behold, there's a lake. A massive, what appears to be shallow lake. Yeah, it's very shallow. Covered in all sorts of algae and full of fish. I never knew there was a lake here. But I've never strayed very far from the bike trail. You can see the extent of the quarry. So we're still here at the bend, and I noticed the remnants of what appears to be a railroad track. There was in fact some sort of railroad here. It was a very weathered spike. We've been walking for a good 5 minutes and we're now at the edge of the quarry. Gonna be heading into the woods most likely. And we're just gonna follow this trail and hope it takes us to the main trail. Been walking for a while now, and we've finally reached the northern edge of the quarry. And boy, oh boy, does it tell a story. Just look at all of these layers. Here especially. Just wow. Millions and millions and millions of years. There's fossils all over the place. I'm not sure exactly what species this is. It's gotta be some sort of coral. I just don't know what kind of coral. It's hard to tell if this is a layer that is just easily weathered or if it's something that people have been picking at. To me it looks like possibly a deposit of clay. I'm not sure. Just above this weathered layer, you've got a very cool fossil. Looks like the root of the fossil is right here and it just branches out. I'm not sure. It's got to be some sort of coral again. There's another one right here. I just found something that is pretty neat right here. Smooth circular hole. Looking up the hole. I believe this is a dynamite hole. It only goes to right here, as far as I can tell. It only makes sense that on the edge of the quarry you're going to find the last dynamite holes. So I'm walking along this layer and I notice this rock that has fallen down. All of these weird veins. What could that be? Does anybody know? I've seen a lot of rocks like this in the quarry, and it's nice to know that they formed just above whatever this layer is right here. There we go. Oop. What kind of crystals are these? Huh. I was just getting ready to pack up, and I noticed this beautiful, beautiful coral fossil. Such high detail. Come on, focus. Look at that. I have no idea what layer that came from, so I get the feeling that it came from all the way up there. Maybe in that ledge up there. That's so unbelievably cool though. Look at that. I've clambered my way up near the top of the quarry, which is right up there. And what did I find? I found this. I believe that is a Petoskey, or the species that has become Petoskey stones today. This looks like the perfect hidey hole for snakes. All the way up at the top, it looks like there's even more Petoskey stone. Right there. That's right at the top of the quarry. Huh. Alrighty, well I'm gonna make my way back down. Oh boy. Alright, I found a few nice coral specimens in that crack in the rock. And I'm happy with what I found today, so I'm gonna head back. Now this is a gorgeous specimen, again, of coral. That, at least I think it's coral. Somebody left it for us. Look at that. It's so cool. And there's more of them in the rock all over the place. And this rock over here. Oh, look at that. What in the world is that? Whoa. That is a chonker. Holy crap. Horn coral, I think? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's horn coral. Wow. I did not expect to find a big chunk like that. One good last look at the quarry. And you can see there's actually rows of rock built up here, 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 etc. along the entire quarry. And I believe that all of the loose rock was pushed aside by bulldozers. And I don't think it was done specifically so people could find fossils, but it has definitely made it easier for people to find fossils, regardless. Just wanted to point that out. Something I forgot to mention, the entire quarry has piles of coal, just like this. At least I think it's coal. I mean, some pieces they definitely are coal. This looks like slag, for sure. That's gotta be charcoal, or coal. What I'm trying to figure out is why is there so much? I mean, there are piles of it everywhere in this quarry, everywhere. Some of the pieces are really big. My best guess is that coal was dumped by the locomotives running in the quarry, but I don't know why they would have dumped that coal.